Man, haven't done one of these ghetto phone recordings in a minute, but got back from Micro Center not too long ago, probably about an hour or so ago. But here it is, finally, the RTX 4060. I know I skipped the RTX 4060 Ti, 8GB, and that's only because next month I will be going to go and grab the 16GB later. But anyway, this was pretty much another dead on arrival GPU, if I had to say. I think I got there, I think I left like at 6 a.m. Didn't get to my Micro Center till like 8 a.m. Waited out for like 2 hours. Didn't stay overnight since kind of figured no one was going to show up for it. And lo and behold, no one did. I know as the doors were opening, I think there was like a couple people in the parking lot, but they weren't there for GPUs. But yeah, I know the guy that I was being serviced by had told me once I got to talking to him and everything that they didn't have very many RTX 4060 cards. And sure enough, before I even went into the store, they didn't have that many on the website. Majority of them were actually Gigabyte, unfortunately, even though I know that Gigabyte has been having issues with the fin breaking at the PCB. But I shouldn't have any issues with that, since this is probably only going to go into my gaming rig for mining purposes and then into an actual mining rig frame, which the way that that's set up, I'm using a riser, so I shouldn't have that issue. But anyway, when I talked to the employee though, he had told me that the reason for them not having very many 4060 cards was because the 4070 Ti, 4070, and I'm sure the 4060 Ti cards were pretty much duds, or there wasn't very many people, if at all, and Micro Center didn't want to be stuck holding the bag, which I find pretty funny. But considering the fact that Nvidia is headed towards pumping out a lot more AI cards and gaming cards have taken a back seat, I would not be surprised if production for the whole entire 40 series cards is rather minimal or small. They're probably waiting for a another crypto boom before they ramp up production ever again, really. But I went with a triple fan, which all the Gigabyte cards primarily were triple fans. There was an MSI and Asus one, but those were only double fan, and I didn't want those. I think this is a, yeah, OC, which I don't really care for since it's not much of a difference, but it doesn't look like you get anything else out of the box, unfortunately. Let me see if I can set this down real quick. I do want to try out one thing though, and that being the actual fin, just how flimsy it is. But outside of that though, this actually looks like a pretty standard. It's pretty actually long, surprisingly, for a 40 series card. It's not too girthy. Just got a little bubble butt. Not too thick and chunky, but yeah. Let me see here. There it is. Let me test this on out. That's actually trying to bend it, see if it actually wiggles. I know I watched Jay's 2 Cents and what is it, Gamers Nexus, and this fin was actually pretty bendable. Looks like there's actually a lot of resistance, so it's not really all too flimsy. So they might have remedied that on the 40 series cards, but that's pretty freaking Let's see here. That's actually pretty freaking solid. That is not really bending at all. Same thing with the Big Bertha. This isn't really, I know this is a bad angle, but that's not really bending at all. That's pretty solid. But yeah, comparatively wise, that's still a big discrepancy, a little bit, at least in girthness, giggity. Not too bad. Although I do like the design of some of the Gigabyte cards, especially like the Eagle and the Aorus. But just went with this one, the closest to $300 as I possibly could get. Is this card worth it? No. Looks like we've got the regular standard 8-pin instead of the 16-pin connector, so that's good. So you don't have to upgrade your PSU. But again, this only having 8 gigabytes of VRAM while the 3060 gets 12. Still going backwards, Nvidia. I hear that they're possibly doing a refresh, which I pray and hope to God they aren't, because I mean, who's really gonna go ahead and buy them when I hear that the 50 series is probably going to be delayed, but if you're willing to wait just a little bit longer, you'll probably have all 50 series cards probably having 12 gigabytes of VRAM, if not 16 or higher. But anyway, that is pretty much the end of the video, and I'm going to be plopping this into my gaming rig and testing out some crypto. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.